This conference will now be recorded.
We're going to call the first Parks meeting of 2024 to order. It is 6 o'clock on January the 4th. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm filling in for Chair Thompson this evening. He had a family issue come up tonight and can't attend, so please bear with me. We will do the roll call really quickly. Commissioner Izumida. Present. Okay. Commissioner Frazier.
Here.
Commissioner Tidy.
Present.
Commissioner Samsel.
Present.
Commissioner Kosurik is here. Commissioner Thompson is excused, and I think that is all of our commission. We will now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. I have 4 items to add to the agenda, and then I will ask the other commissioners if they have additional things. Under old business, I'd like to add the Citrus fundraiser, which is coming to a head this evening, the grant opportunities that we discussed at the last meeting, and then under citizens' concerns, I know we have Main Street here this evening. Nice to see you. And Michelle Leonard had written into Brian about slippage on the bridge to Battle Rock Beach. So we're going to move you up the agenda a little bit in the interest of time, in case you'd like to get out of here afterwards. All right. Other additions to the agenda.
I would like to add to old business the community bulletin boards that are just laying in wait.
Nice.
I have something to talk about as far as like grant ideas, but I think we can just throw that in with.
Great. We'll just call 8C grants broadly.
Okay, that works.
We'll address it then.
Yeah.
Any other additions to the agenda? Going once, going twice. Sold. All right. We have minutes to review. Thank you very much, Joseph. We have our November 3rd minutes, it looks like, and our December minutes. So if the public will please bear with us for a moment, we'll just take a quick review of these. I'm happy to accept a motion.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for November 2nd and December 7th, 2023.
I second.
Very good. Let's take a vote. Commissioner Frazier. Yes. Commissioner Tidy.
Yes.
Commissioner Samsel.
Yes.
Commissioner Izumida.
Yes.
And Commissioner Kosurik is a yes. Thank you, Joseph, for your hard work on the minutes.
Killer.
We also have a financial report. And I think the overview is probably, yeah, here we go. Second section is our financial. I think we can do consent acceptance.
Of the financial report.
It's nice to see what we have because they're going to ask questions here in a little bit. So.
By consensus, do we want to accept the financial report?
Yes.
Yes from Tidy.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I have a question. Is the 120 in rent for A-frame supposed to be the total?
What so far this year?
Oh, for
projected and what you've paid so far up to this fiscal year. You're at $120 what we've taken in
for February or for January
up until from last year.
from April?
Well, this is,
July of last year. Fiscal year is July to June each year.
That would be 5 months though.
How much you been?
120 a month.
What?
I pay 120 a month for that space, so that figure would be incorrect. That's just what stands out to me because I know that
okay.
I pay that.
Then we do not have a consensus to accept the financials, and we will work.
Paid $840.
Does it say the total lower down?
Activity is 840. Period activity is 120. Is what
Yeah,
it is. 840 is fiscal activity. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
One.
I don't see where that's at, but
Activity, that's just per month.
oh, okay.
For the month of November.
Got you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you good with this? Then?
Yep.
Okay, great. By consensus, the financial report is approved. Thank you, Joseph. And we have a vote to approve both meeting minutes. We will now move to citizens' concerns. And this is where I'll invite Main Street to join us as item 3A.
I feel very small. Anyhow, we're just here to report on how it's going and then to clarify how we get reimbursed for a lot of the things that we've purchased. And don't panic, the total is $204. So
Big money.
yeah, big money we've spent. Hundreds of hours, but not much money because we work for free. So I'm going to have Kitty talk about the volunteer situation, and then I'll be back with you.
All right.
We started out with 25. We're down to 13 volunteers.
Could you start over into the mic, please, for the people online?
Okay, we started out with 25 volunteers. We're down to 13.
Oh.
Some of them have left because of medical conditions, family medical conditions. Some of them just have quit. Some of them are gone for a while. I'll know a little bit better. It's starting to come back. People are starting to come back. But 13 isn't enough to keep it running, 2 shifts a day. So we've cut it down to, when I only have one person for a day, I cut it to 3 hours from 11 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't want to do 4 hours. So we did that. I still have some people working. I still have some 2-day shifts or 2-shift days, which is good. I don't want to discourage anybody, so I leave them that way instead of trying to say you can have this time off. It's just too confusing. Anyway, so we're kind of plodding along and until I see what we have scheduled up until the first part of February. And then we'll just redo the schedule. We have a great crew. I'm really very happy with everybody we have. It's been fun. It keeps me busy, but we do have a good crew and they're all pitching in there and doing their best to help us out. So appreciate that.
Wonderful. We're grateful for all of the volunteers and for Main Street helping us in partnership run that building. Yeah.
Kitty went up to Coos Bay and spent hours with the visitor center director up there and really got a lot out of it, I believe, and has done just a fantastic job for us. Very proud of
I've
her.
been in twice since the renovation. It looks wonderful.
Yeah. So we continue to work toward the displays. We now have the big posters thanks to Kim Foster. She's gotten us the big posters on each of the big displays. So it kind of spiffed it up a bit. And I just got a note from Elaine Roman yesterday that the very faded Native American print, she contacted the artist, and actually the artist donated a replacement. And so we'll be taking the old one and the replacement to Carol Malley and having that redone. So it will be much brighter. And she also got a narrative from, I can't remember the woman's name. You probably know, the artist, and some narrative about because it actually was a coastal trail of tears that's being depicted there. Redfish Rocks thing is working pretty well. It seems like about once or twice a week it decides just to be a computer and do whatever it wants to, AI attack. But we call Carolyn Rice of the Redfish Rocks, and she comes down and works her magic, and it gets going again. The August 26th event was great. The QR codes and the Google Maps that they had set up was wonderful, and I was hoping that maybe we could work out some way that that could be there most of the time. It was just little stands along with a QR code that then it took you to a narrative about what you were seeing. And that's really not our job, but I think it would be a really cool thing if Parks worked with Redfish Rocks to maybe make that happen, because it seemed to be a very popular thing. Redfish Rocks was also going to seek grants to help fund the remodeling, and we've not had any report on that so far. And all the things that you were supposed to do, I assume most of you have read this. The big thing that would be an expense for the city or for the parks, depending on how that works, is we were going to replace that horrible old smelly infested carpet by either tearing it up and scraping it and then staining the concrete, or something different than the very awful. It maintains a really wonderful odor. And at the time that John was here, John Huddle, he said that we'd probably do it in January or February, but we're kind of running without that promise anymore. So I don't know who to talk to at the city right now about that, or whether it's you, but that's still a desirable plan, just because when you walk in there, it still stinks. And yeah, sometime between now and maybe April would be lovely.
We are a city administrator short as of right now, I believe. And as soon as we get a new city administrator in, we can
Okay.
reopen that line of work.
All right. I just wanted to have it out there so that you were aware. And so the main thing was that we've put in the man hours, but we don't feel that this was really Main Street's baby. We were trying to help the parks and the tourism here, and rather than spend our funds for which we were promised grants from another of the three involved and didn't get anything. And we just like some way of financing our expenditures. We're giving you the man hours and the visitor center open. Kitty said they'd had over 300 people in even since in November and December. So that's not too bad. And it'd be nice if we could recoup our $204.82.
Dina, probably. She looked around.
I think you would have, as the Parks Commission would have to take it to city council and have them approve it, but I'm not sure because it's, a limited amount, so.
I'll talk to Dina and see exactly.
Well, according to the TLT things, all TLT monies are supposed to go toward tourism. 1/7 goes toward the advertising that we do for the city, getting the ads in the various tourist magazines and maintaining the Discover Port Orford website and the Discover Port Orford Facebook pages. But there's another 6/7 of that are supposed to go for parks and recreation and anything that a tourist would also enjoy. So anyhow, not coming with my hand out. We can afford the $204, but it seems like
I think we certainly support reimbursing your needful expenses. We have run into a timing situation, I think, with city resources and recently trying to get funds approved through city council. So Tidy is going to champion the reimbursement, and we'll see what we can do.
I gotta talk to Dina anyways tomorrow, so
now, do you need receipts or how would that work?
that would probably behoove us the best.
Okay.
I'll talk to you.
Did you still have your? Yeah, and I did too. So he should.
That should work.
Kitty and I did the purchasing and we've been reimbursed from Terry, our secretary, our treasurer.
Mhm.
But we had to give him the receipts, but I'm sure he kept them. He's very meticulous.
Yeah, we're good. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Main Street. And item 3B will be Michelle helping us learn more about this slip on the bridge to Battle Rock Beach.
Good evening. So it happened that I was volunteering at the visitor center on Wednesday, and this nice lady came in. She didn't seem aggressive or anything, but she wanted to share with me that she had slipped and come down pretty hard on both her knees, and she showed me pictures of them, and both of them were scabbed over. And her suggestion was that that the city put some kind of strips maybe on that wooden bridge so that when they're like that asphalt stripping, I don't think that would be terribly expensive, or even a sign that says slippery when wet, just something to warn people.
Okay.
And so she said she had called the city right away, and that whoever she spoke to said that it wasn't the city's responsibility, it was the state. So I just want to let you know that somebody's giving information that's incorrect. So anyway, I followed up on it and spoke to Brian and
Thank you. I do.
and also Susan.
Yeah, I do believe that is the city's responsibility down to the beachfront.
Yeah.
So grip tape is a great idea. I think that's a very cost-effective solution.
Tried.
So
Okay.
thank you.
Welcome.
I think we needed to order some grip tape anyway for the A-frame ramp.
There's grip tape that you can get for like skateboard decks.
That's exactly
And
what
yeah, you can buy them in like rolls too and
great.
cut them pretty simply.
Sharon Kessler might even have some later on.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right, thank you. That concludes section 3. Any other citizens' concerns? All right. Item 4, the Buffington Park Host report. I don't see him in attendance. Any word from him, Joseph, to pass along? No.
We need
Okay.
to address this.
Yes, we do.
We really, really need to
I should add that to old business potentially.
take action on
Mm-hmm.
our park host.
Yes.
Consent calendar. I don't think we have any items on the consent calendar, so we will move to commissioner reports. I will start with Commissioner Izumida.
Yeah, so Battle Rock is an ongoing issue, not just with the bridge. We've had another citizen come with concerns for the lower stairs and the state of the access down below. I put word out on our Facebook page. I don't know if any of you have like read the feedback from the community. It seemed like the consensus for the community was to remove the stairs and to get one even grade going down. I would suggest not taking the stairs completely out, because if you get farther down, there's more cement stairs that are farther down that are strangely spaced apart that you could potentially repurpose the upper stairs to improve what's going on just below it. So more discussion is needed there. We would definitely need something to stabilize the path. That was a concern for people, is if you take the stairs out, there's just going to be continued erosion. There is like ground cover that you can get to go underneath gravel. That's like a net basically that kind of catches the gravel and keeps it, holds it on the ground. So that was kind of the community feedback we got for addressing that. There would need to be digging to put any kind of stabilization in there. So we'd have to contact tribes in order to move forward with that. Again, we'd have to come up with a budget and all of that. So we can discuss that. That would be more of a line item to continue discussion with that. I just want to let you know that that's what the community had feedback with.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I did get contacted with a contractor to come and look at the A-frame building's deck. And he and I will be meeting Monday or Tuesday of this next week to look at it. So if anyone else is interested in coming out and meeting and just kind of seeing what his conclusion is with the deck, I can pass on the word of when we will be meeting.
Very
And that's
good.
it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Before we move away from the Battle Rock access trail stairs, because that is city property, is that a volunteer type effort that we can go take care of, or do we need to look at finding a bid and a contractor to handle that as well? Don't know. Okay. All right.
I would
Area down there at the beach.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
My assumption, which keyword there is assumption, would be since it's city property, you would need someone licensed and bonded.
Okay.
Public Works would have to be oversee it.
Okay.
I talked to, we were talking about one of those David's chairs, and I talked to Joe Kennick. I talked to Joe Kennick one day about it, and he said that it's the city's responsibility to have access because it's state mandated that there is good access to the beach for every community, you know. And so I think that is probably a city problem that we probably do need to have some professional in there. But he did state that we're supposed to have easy access to the beach somewhere in town and that it is state mandated.
That would be interesting to see how to do that, considering the facts of topography. But thank you for the information.
We also talked with a young man from Trail Keepers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nonprofit
Mhm.
that is going to be finishing up the Fort Point Trail path. Steve just met with him yesterday, I think, or the day before. Trevor Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be doing that, but I also talked to him about that very same issue right there. So maybe we consider doing that work. The city could grab him and take him down and say, what could we do? I mean, that's their job is professional trail management, so he might be able to.
If he is a bonded and insured trail builder, that would be a good.
That was at a state,
Mhm.
we went to a state meeting,
Uh-huh.
you know, with the park, or with the visitor center parks people.
Without a city administrator, I'm not a lawyer. I can't tell you what the requirements are, and I don't even play one on TV. So all I can say is, you know, TKO is a great organization. If they want to help, I'm sure we'd be happy to have it. But we need it to be cleared through city administration, whatever happens.
That and maybe Eddie Kessler too. I know. I just, that just,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you know, he's,
Mm-hmm.
It's very local.
so, an idea.
Okay. So the Battle Rock trail remains an issue. I think at the very least we can get the grip tape down in short order. That's the sort of thing that I don't think we need tribal permission or
Mm-hmm.
contractors or anything to just put down some grip tape and improve the safety there. So thank you. How about Commissioner Samsel?
Nothing new at this time.
Okay, Commissioner Tidy.
We had the Christmas wrap-up tournament on the 16th of December. We had 65 people show up. It would have been a little bit more, but crab opener was that day, so I had a lot of people write me that week and say they couldn't do it. So we have 30 more discs left with towels for $20, and that'd be an extra $600 in raising fees.
Mhm.
And I have $1,625 to deposit from the tournament. So
You repeat that, please.
1,625.
My goodness. Nice.
So yeah. So that was it. It looks like next year we're gonna do 4 tournaments. In
Would you-
Easter. Go ahead.
Would you like to give that
Yeah, it's gonna go to
1,625 to Joseph on the record?
Yeah, Joseph.
I know he likes it official.
Yeah, I know. So I brought it in. And then next year we looked, I had talked to Dina, next year the city is not gonna pay for all the discs. I'm gonna personally go ahead and pay for all the discs. Then I'm just going to give the city fundraiser money.
Wow.
It's been sort of hard with them, the city purchasing the discs back and forth and
Right.
everything else. So we're just gonna take that out and we're just gonna be bigger prizes next year and everything else too.
Great.
Also, the coolest part was we had a toy fundraiser. I had 127 toys donated, and I gave out to 29 children toys and some discs and everything else too. So that was
That's
pretty cool.
wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to
Good
do.
job.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, that was it for next year. So we're gonna do 4 next year. Easter Saturday.
Okay.
4th of July on 4th of July.
Nice.
Halloween, that Saturday of Halloween, and then two Saturdays before Christmas is like we did this year.
Fantastic.
Sweet. So yeah, we look forward, next year it'll be really good. We've got a lot of people from the north, Coos Bay and everything else. This year for Christmas, the farthest one was I'll say Klamath Falls. They came all the way from Klamath Falls to come play disc golf. So it's pretty cool.
I would just like to say that I was always interested in the disc golf thing, but you've really turned it into a wonderful asset for the park.
Thanks.
So
It's
good
been
job,
fun.
Greg.
It's been cool to see people that would never come to Port Orford stop and play disc golf.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Commissioner Frazier.
Citrus fundraiser. We are almost a go with that. We're looking at in about an hour, the truck should be here with 250 boxes of citrus. So it's time to start pushing and moving that. Things kind of got a little sidetracked, off track. There was potential of canceling the order, and then the gentleman said absolutely not, and then called the other day saying he had to cancel it because of truck issues, and then he's ending up paying $900 out of his pocket to get it here. So that's kind of been a whole thing. So I did just start advertising it on Facebook a couple days ago, which was a little behind, but we do have a ton of orders and also people in the community. I believe in Langlois, somebody is going to take about 50 boxes to push and give back. Any ideas to, I guess, advertise and push sales for those are welcome. They will be stored and distributed out of the cafe. So if that's something that you guys want to just kind of share, I'll have a bunch kind of on display as you first walk in. So hopefully that's kind of a way.
Will there be boxes that have not been pre-ordered that are available for people to walk up and buy?
Yes,
Great.
plenty. We'll get all that sorted out. We should have a good enough crew now to unload the truck here in the next hour or two, kind of thing. That's pretty much it as far as Citrus fundraiser goes.
Very good. Thank you. I don't have anything particularly exciting to report this month, so we will move on to our old business. Item 7A is the playground update. Joseph, I'm guessing that
There is no update.
there is no update.
There's no update just because of, I know that we had talked about the grants and everything else too, and I think that would be a better process going forward, is trying to get us a better park, a better playground, especially with this grant. There's the grant from the Oregon State Lottery.
Mhm.
It's $500,000, man, and it's no match. It's, you know, like we can do a lot of stuff in our park with that grant. So that's what I'm pushing for with what's the grant people out of Roseberry that we use? Coos Curry Douglas, CCD. So that's who we've been using for other grants that we just got approved for the community building. We just got a $1.5 million grant for a community building. So that's,
Amazing.
Seriously?
yeah,
Wow,
that's good.
a big
So we got that approved. It's going to be a long drawn out thing, but still, I think that we need to raise about another $200,000 for the total. I think it was 1.9 million for everything. I think we have 250 already there. So we're ripe for it, and CCD wants to help us out with a couple of these things, and I think we can easily get these done.
So would there be any work on our end that they would need help in getting the ball rolling on that, or they would
we just need to go apply for it, and it opens up this month
Mhm,
up until March, so we have a 2.5 month window to get this accomplished, and I think
do
we
the-
can easily do that with CCD. They have all the
they do the
information.
writing of the grant and everything?
Yeah, they have everything.
Okay.
Lovely.
So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on for like the next month, is trying to get that finished off so that we get in this cycle. And
Fantastic.
awards, I think, in May or June. So
So just to make sure, you're going to take point on pursuing
Yep,
grant
CCD.
funding through CCD. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So let's move to item 7B, the citrus fundraiser. I feel like we just covered that with commissioner reports. If you'd like a wonderful half bushel of oranges or grapefruits, please visit Cafe 2.0 and bring cash or a local check. Thank you. Item 7C, grants. I feel like we've just covered that as well. So
Well, Ciaran, did you have something?
So yeah, there's I wanted to go over, Joseph, kind of what we're looking at as far as like what we have for the playground fundraiser. You know, how much we need. So Joseph Bain out of Bandon has reached out to me. He works with grantors. He's on the South Coast Advisory Council for OCF. He is willing to help put together pretty much get grants going. He's wants to look at different foundations for us, even going through Bandon Dunes, talking with them. They have a charitable foundation that they donate to, something he's interested in fully helping. He just kind of needs to know like how much we have raised, how much we need to raise, what we're looking at as far as kind of a timeline. That kind of comes down to what grants we're looking at as well. I would like to explore his help. He's a pretty wonderful local from Bandon to here. He supports Port Orford in a lot of many businesses. He's willing to, you know, put in the effort to help us and get this going. So whether like whatever grant we're looking at, as far as I know, whatever with what we talked with Pat about,
right.
That being an option or this being an option. I guess a question is, am I able to share this information of what our budget looks like with him and that kind of stuff? And then is
Budget is a matter of public record, so you are good to share it.
Yeah, okay, cool. So what I'm looking at here for the Parks Fund, so this was ending, okay. Forgive me for trying to understand some of this. So can you help me understand this? What we have right now, what have we raised here?
But that's pretty much me. He consolidated the entire playground one into this playground upgrade right here.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? 163. So that one when he did 95,000 transfer from general fund, that went to this. Maybe to make that number bigger with contingency funds.
Okay, so what I'm looking at is we have 163,000 available to use
That's what we
for.
allocated for this playground.
Okay, so is that our goal, or is that what we have?
That's what we have. We'd love to have. What was the playground we looked at? It was like 350,000. And that was with all the nice stuff, with the better flooring that we wanted.
I don't remember the specific numbers, but it was considerably more expensive.
350,000. That was also
Yeah.
with the poured floor and everything else.
I think we decided against the flooring because of
I think it was expense, wasn't it?
that
Yeah.
mostly,
If we
and
can
time
if
and.
we can ask for it in a grant application, it might
Sure.
make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm looking at then is that 163,000. That's what we have right now. Okay, good. That's awesome, you guys. That's great. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pass that on with him then and kind of get an idea of what he has to say as far as
So
grants and.
you are going to pursue a grant opportunity through parallel to Greg's efforts through Bandon.
Just to see if there's,
Yeah.
what options we have available.
Okay.
I mean, can we do more than one,
There's plenty of room.
what
for
our
other
time frame looks
structures in
like,
other
yeah.
parts of the
Yeah.
park, right?
So, yes.
Today in the mail, an email I got for a T-Mobile grant. It's for rural development. It's up to $50,000. It can be elected officials, which Greg would be, or it could be through us as Main Street, but it's exactly what you guys are wanting to do. Help build stronger, more prosperous small towns. They want to funds for projects to build, rebuild, or refresh community spaces that help foster local connections in your community. It sounds like it's just right.
A perfect fit, yeah.
Cool.
Either for the playground or the community center.
Yeah.
Thanks, Susan.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
It's a T-Mobile hometown grant. T-Mobile hometown grant. If you need us to, Main Street could apply on your behalf, but I think since you're elected, if it's Greg is, or if it's city council or somebody could back it.
Good idea.
Thank you.
And we get those all the time. They're so into rural development. If you'd like me to push ones we think that you might be able to apply for, I'd be glad to send, because we get hundreds of grant opportunities.
Ciaran, are you done? I didn't mean to cut you off earlier.
No, you didn't. I just wanted to touch in with you guys before I went ahead and spoke with him and
Sure.
found opportunities elsewhere.
Great.
Cool. Thank you.
So it sounds like we have some good multi-prong efforts on grants. That's wonderful. I didn't have any items added for new business, but does anybody have new business?
I had added one for old business, the
Thank
bulletin
you.
boards. Mhm.
Let's do that one.
So in storage, Tidy and I went over and checked them out. We have community bulletin boards that are just ready to go. The one concern is we didn't see the plexiglass.
There's no plexiglass.
No
They didn't
plexiglass.
order the right ones. They ordered non-enclosed. Just saying what
Okay.
was ordered
Okay.
Okay,
a year ago, and that's what we have. There's
Okay.
non-enclosed. They're
which
bulletin boards. You just put stuff
could
on.
be adapted to be
Yeah,
enclosed.
sure we could.
Do they
Okay.
have the framing though? To
Yes,
accept
the
the
framing and
plexiglass?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, not.
So I'm happy to kind of take lead on that and go check in with Public Works guys and see if we can get some hardware, and get some plexiglass. Would we have to create, for the budgeting of plexiglass is kind of expensive, but maybe we'll check in about that next time. I didn't know that the plexiglass hadn't been found. So we have community bulletin boards that we were talking about putting up one at Ray's, one at the A-frame building. Is that what you're thinking? So I can check in with those guys and we can at least get the frames hung.
Yep.
And then once they're hung, we can figure out how to get them enclosed. So I just wanted to double check that those were the locations that we were.
What are the sizes? I'm just curious. Are
Like
they
36 by like 36. They're pretty, you know what I mean? Like 3 feet by 3 feet.
Yeah, they're not huge.
That would be, I don't know, I just recently went up to the abandoned glass and it was something similar size and it was around $120-ish.
For
Yeah,
glass,
plexiglass,
plexiglass,
not cheap.
But
Yeah.
that'd be easy to raise.
But yeah, I'm happy to take point on at least getting the frames hung.
Great. So the
Yeah.
locations, please remind me.
On the A-frame building, I believe facing is that Jackson?
I'm
Cross
bad at
street.
streets.
Like
I'm
12th
a
and-
landmark navigator.
Or it's 14th and I don't know what that cross street is.
Okay.
I believe
So
facing.
you're thinking facing out towards the street.
Yeah,
Okay. So there's
kind of the only spot for it.
one.
And then I'm not sure do we need to talk to management at Raised?
They've
for a
already
spot?
accepted
They've
it.
Already
They're
accepted it.
waiting on us.
Okay.
Gary Burns has already talked to Terry and got that already okayed. It was-
Okay. So it's just putting a fire under.
It's pretty much just because of
their
it
bod.
not having the plexiglass, the reason why it's not installed.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah. That can happen later. So awesome.
Very good. All right. I will ask again, any new business that I missed during the additions to the agenda? All right. We will now move to considerations. Citizens considerations. Commissioners, you can speak as citizens. Citizens, you can speak as citizens. Any additional considerations for us? All right. Commissioners considerations.
Yep.
Yes, Commissioner
Okay,
Tidy.
so if we look at our financials real quick, if you look down at repair and maintenance, R&M, community building, it has $46,000 in that one line item.
Yes, sir.
We had put $44,000 into that this year to replace the roof.
Mhm.
We just got the $1.5 million to replace the entire building. I would like to reallocate that $44,000 and put it into Buffington Park or A-frame and utilizing it to redo our bathrooms next to the putt-putt. Needs all new fixtures, it needs new roof and everything else. But that right there would get, allocating it to Buffington instead of using like with the community building. We'd have to do it with a supplemental budget at the city council level. But I wanted to get what you guys thought here at the Parks Department, if we were cool with trying to move that money over to a different line item in our budget and still utilize it this year and get some projects done. Since we're not technically got anything done this year in a sense for our parks, we could get that done. And then in turn, that money we could slide some of that money and put it over in the visitor center and get some of the upgrades done we did there too. Like I said, we have a little bit of money that we can utilize that we're not utilizing this year because of the new grant that we just got.
That's money given that we haven't used.
Yeah, well, it's allocated. Money was allocated. So the city council would have to just do a supplemental budget pretty much to, it's not tricky, but it just has to be moved to a different line item for us to utilize it the way we would like to utilize it instead of it just getting back transferred to the general fund when we don't utilize it this year.
I'm
Before July.
Yeah, before July.
June.
So the same thing, we just have to get 3 competitive bids and everything else. And if we can do that, believe me, I'll be point man for that and get the, the construction and everything else, get 3 contractors there to figure out what would be the best. I would love to get the bathrooms. That's one of the biggest complaints with our park. That and also a water fountain, water bottle filling station. That's what I'm trying to utilize all the money that we raised for the disc golf stuff. That's really what I want. I want to put a water bottle filling station in our park. We don't even have anywhere to get a drink.
I mean, to support what you're saying, I literally looked out of the school, kids in preschool, and there was a gentleman peeing in front of the discontinued bathrooms.
Exactly.
In public.
Because our park, the signs literally still say the bathroom is that way. So that's the other part we should probably do is consideration is getting a new signage. Be awesome for Buffington Park because it's not correct the way it sits now. The sign that's there very in the front, that's right is on Arizona Street and 14th, has arrows going to things that we don't even have anymore. So that's it. That's what I would like to do for my consideration was try to allocate some money we already have allocated this year, but putting it into a different line item since we're not going to utilize it
Yeah,
this year.
I don't think it makes sense to replace a roof on a building you're
No,
about to.
no.
about
I would
to
be
get
really upset if we
replaced.
spent $44,000 on a roof that we.
Do we need to make a recommendation to city council as to how to reallocate those funds and say,
I would just like a consensus, and then I'll bring it to council when I go to the meeting this week,
Okay.
this month, if that's okay.
by consensus, would we like to ask city council to consider reallocating the $46,000, $44,000, thank you, that are currently designated for the repair and maintenance of the community building and reapplying those funds to the visitor center and Buffington?
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah,
Yes?
cool.
Okay.
Good with that?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right. I'll bring it up at the city council meeting, you know what I mean? So that way we can try to get a supplemental budget. Like I said, it's not going to be that hard because it's not like we're asking for more money. We're just asking to move our,
Sure.
the line item over.
Shuffle
Since
it.
that's not going to be there.
So this brings, just looking at this brings up a question for me, Greg. It says here, if I'm looking at it right, R&M Battle Rock.
Yep.
So we have that 14,005.
Now remember, that also includes our janitorial services. That includes, so Battle Rock.
For all of Battle Rock.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, so that includes, when you looked at the financial report itself, and it says, uniform services and all that, that's the other stuff that comes out of every little line item on our park has a little bit that pays for that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we can't like deplete that down.
Okay, but it does look like we do have potentially
Rock?
some money in there to
13,000.
help with the
Yeah,
access.
13,000. And I think that we were supposed to be doing something again, like a roof, I think, on the visitor center. So I don't know if that got allocated into the Battle Rock version or if that got into the visitor center. I know we were supposed to do roofs as a city this year, but again, with the city admin, everything else right now. I know your roof is number 2 on top of the water. Yep, believe me, I know. So that's why I'm trying to allocate the money that we already have, just to move it around to the correct channels for this year. I'd like to get some projects done in parks. So my major goal is to get parks projects completed.
Yeah, sounds like a good effort. Thank you, Greg.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, other commissioners' considerations. All right, I'm going to close section 9. We'll move on to item 10, which is the announcement of our future meeting. Our next meeting will be Thursday. This is January 4th, but it's going to be in February, I promise. So let me see. It will be Thursday, February 1st, 2024. In chambers at 6 o'clock. No further business. I will adjourn the meeting at 6:48.
Thank you, guys.
Turn off the recordings, please. Yes, yes.
You got someone behind us.
Count that before.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14.